Welcome to Magnetic Gaming, and this review is going to be on the MS-DOS version of Aladdin, but my ranking and score also apply to the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis version. However, if given a choice between the three, I would choose the Sega Genesis version first, so I thought the speed of the play was better, Super Nintendo second, and the MS-DOS version third. Just because, especially having to play in DOSBox now, it does take a little bit of effort to get the controls set up in such a way where the game's optimally playable. So let's talk about the background information of the game. Disney's Aladdin was developed by Virgin Games, published by Sega and Disney Software, and was released for the Sega Genesis. MS-DOS, the Super Nintendo version was actually somewhat different, I believe. It was also released on the Game Boy Color, and Amiga. So yeah, now that I recall, the Super Nintendo one was sufficiently different that I will do that one separately. But I have played the Amiga, Sega Genesis, and the MS-DOS version, and all the versions are quite good. So, let's talk about gameplay and pull up some gameplay footage. Now the music, sound, the animation, character animations, the levels having both, seemingly having a foreground and background, do make this game quite impressive. There's a variety of aspects of the level where there's ropes, there's places to climb, a lot of jumping, combat. It's actually a rather fast-paced game with quite a bit of impressive, complex level design. This is a game that's on the, I guess it'd be in the moderate range of difficulty. There are more difficult platformers, but this one does have quite a bit of difficulty to it. You have to go through several levels, and they're all locations from the movie. You have the streets and rooftops of Agrabah, the Cave of Wonders, Sultan's Dungeon, and then Jafar's Palace. So let's talk about the controls. As far as the Sega Genesis one controls the best, it's the most responsive controls. The DOS version, especially having to play in DOSBox, does take some work getting it up and running, controlling properly. And the Amiga one controls quite well too, despite being slightly worse than the Sega Genesis one. While the graphics are slightly different on each one, given the hardware that's each one is programmed for, the graphics hold up on any of the systems that you choose. So let's make sure the gameplay footage is playing. I'll demonstrate some sounds here. Yeah, I'm not very good at this game anymore, so I'm just demonstrating some of the early level stuff. Don't take my poor gameplay as evidence of poor controls. Definitely do not do that. Has quite good music throughout the game. The sound effects are appropriate and well done. It's actually as far as a movie license game goes, this is top tier for a movie license game. So the sound, the music, the graphical style, and the gameplay are all really well done in this game. game can become frustrating at times, but it's usually frustrating more so as a result of your own failure to play the game accurately, to actually make the time the jumps correctly, or you go into combat a bit too quickly. It does require a bit of memorization for the levels, so you do end up replaying some of the more difficult levels. But it's much like a Sonic game, or even a Mario game to a slightly lesser extent. There is no save feature, but there are level passwords, so you can actually use the level passwords as kind of a way to cheat. But you can use it as a save feature as well. You have 6 levels. You have the one you start in, Cave of Wonders, Skip from Cave of Wonders, Inside Genie's Lamp, Ancient Pyramid, Jafar's Palace, and then you have the final battle in a Magic Card Right bonus level. At the time, this was received quite a bit of praise from critics. It is a game that holds up quite well over time. But as far as platformers go, you had Earthworm Jim, you had Earthworm Jim was out, you had Vector Man. There's quite a few of unique platformers that came out either at this time or around this time. Comic Zone. They actually have some even more unique aspects, have more levels, and just somewhat better level design. However, as far as a movie license game goes, like I said, this is top notch for a movie license game. And just as a game on its own, it's a very good game. It's definitely one I'd recommend for the price. You can probably find a copy of this. It was on GOG for a little while for, I think, $4.99. Same with Steam. And at that price, if you enjoy 2D side-scrolling platformers, it's definitely worth the money, especially if you like Aladdin. So, it's definitely a good game to check out. There's a lot of variety. It follows the movie quite well. The music and sound and graphics are extremely well done for the time, especially given the limitations of the hardware and the fact that the Amiga and PC port are actually well done and follow the Genesis version quite well is impressive, given there's a lot of ports at the time that were very lackluster during the 8 and 16-bit era. You have ports to the PC that were essentially unplayable versions, stripped down unplayable versions of the source content. So yeah, it's Disney's Aladdin, and it's a game definitely worth checking out if you enjoy Aladdin or 2D platformers. Hope you enjoyed the review. Please like, subscribe, and have a great day.